Walls, of course, the Hall of Famer, Louisville Hatcher. She won a national championship in '94. One of the real cornerstones in women's basketball. And Jeff Walls, one of the real hot guns that's been successful. Should be a great matchup here tonight, Sarah.
Two great coaches going head-to-head. They've got their game plan set. Now it's up to the players to execute.
The ACC season is underway as the Cardinals control the opening tip.
Dana Evans in the starting lineup for the Cardinals for the first time since the Chattanooga game, second game of the season.
There you see the starting five for the Cardinals. That is a change. Dana normally and has been successful coming off the bench.
Well, Erica Carter, the typical point guard starter, I'm sure we'll see lots of action this evening. Such a steady player is Carter.
Nice feed inside, down low from Durr as she got it to Dunham, and that's the starting five for UNC. Almost all in double figures for the five starters in double figures. The fifth just under that.
Really good balance and great scoring by North Carolina, but Paris Kia not able to hit that shot.
That was the first try for the Tar Heels. Evans off the left baseline, knocks down to three.
Well, Evans is a point guard that has that scoring mentality, and teams have a tendency to play her for the drive, and so she's going to have some open jump shot opportunities. She knocks down the three there.
That's only her fifth three-pointer of the year, but she's really been working on it hard and gaining confidence. And Louisville put the pressure man-to-man defense on the Tar Heels.
And you'll see the Cardinals switch a lot of the assignments defensively out there. They come up with a steal, almost give it back away.
Durr lets it go from three, a little bit too strong. North Carolina has a player at the other end trying to get the easy one, and a good play by Stephanie Watts to get it in there. She chased it down and easily put it in.
Well, tremendous three-point shooter, but Watts did a great job running the floor. And the Cardinals in shoot-around today worked a lot against that full-court pressure that they'll see from Carolina.
Evans tries to use a high pick, goes to the basket, missed the shot, had a little pressure defense from Bennett that time from UNC.
One of the things that, in talking with both Coach Hatchell and her staff, they really want to try to be an improved defensive team. I feel like that's an area where they need to get better to really be competitive in the conference.
Durr penetrated and got a little bit too quick and left her feet and left herself with nowhere to go. One of the things that Asia really has improved this year, the Coach Walls wanted her to, is that assist to turnover ratio. She's made a big jump in that this year.
In the preseason, Coach Walls talked about knowing she was going to get a lot of defensive pressure, her decision-making, sharing the basketball, and there we see Janelle Bailey with an easy score on the block.
That was a nice possession that time by the Heels. Now a little three-quarter court pressure.
Well, Bailey did such a great job of keeping the ball up high to keep it away from the defender, and the help side was not there in time.
Here comes UNC. Watts. Okay, she's a fine senior guard. Has some experience. This three ball a little bit too strong by Watts, but she can shoot that three.
She's a really talented player, and she's had trouble with a foot injury, has been slowed by it.
Louisville hit two of their first three, now have missed their last three. See what Jones can do. She finds the range. Jazz gets her first two in the game, the 6-foot junior guard out of Tallahassee.
Such an explosive player is Jasmine Jones. And she hasn't been the breakout offensive threat that I expected she might be this year. She's really focused on her defense and rebounding, but make no mistake, she can score.
Here's Key with it at long range. That's a two-pointer that came up short. And Evans is going to bring it up, looking for Durr. Asia takes it to the basket, puts it in, and draws the foul.
Well, Carolina actually did a pretty good job getting back in transition. However, well, at least as far as the bodies go, but you see that Durr able just to get by Kia and score it and draw the foul.
And she caps the three-point play.
Shooting 87% from the free throw line this year. You're going to expect her to make a whole lot of those attempts.
Good basket at the other end. Bailey again. Well, the Charlotte, North Carolina product. Little trap again. Durr deep from the corner. Thought she got fouled. Said it was all ball, did one of the officials. And here come the heels on the run. Bennett. Trying to gain control.
And Bennett, a fantastic junior college player, running the point guard, is basically a rookie on this Carolina team. And she's had an adjustment period, but Coach Hatchell really believes that she's starting to figure things out.
Tries to use a high pick, takes the shot, rims it. And Dunham goes in to get the rebound on the jump.
Yeah, great job by Dunham. What an improved player she is for the Cardinals this year.
Well, the 4 field goals for Louisville are from 4 different players, so that's the sign of moving the ball. Evans, good head fake.
We talked about Durr looking for her scoring opportunities early, but Carolina has not allowed her too many looks.
That's true. All 5 have scored now, as a good basket there by Sam Fearing.
Well, and that is one of the things that makes the Cardinals so dangerous and so difficult to defend. They have so many options, and a big block by Dunham.
How about that? That leads the break. Here's Durr, and had it deflected, but she's going to the line for 2.
And they're going to call that foul on Key.
Timeout on the floor. The Cardinals have the lead. And you're going to see the three-pointer. Evans knocks it down. Sarah, I know you like good defense blocks, and watch this one by Dunham.
Well, Dunham did a great job reading the drive, allowed the player to get past her, but then was able to come from behind and swat that away. And the best kind of blocks are the ones where you get possession of the basketball. We talked about Bianca Dunham has really come out as a really strong player for the Cardinals here in her junior season.
This is her 11th consecutive start. She's been very consistent.
She really has been, with averaging 9 points a game and 4 rebounds. She's shooting 62% from the field, but I think one of the areas that she really helps the Cardinals the most is her defensive consistency.
And Asia Durr is going to go to the line. The senior out of Douglasville, Georgia, of course, passing that 2,000-point mark at 2013 coming into this game. She knocks that one down.
And that was a big foul right before the break, because it was Paris Key's second foul.
Right.
And she's gone to the bench.
And that's a senior guard you're sending to the bench.
And we talked about she had a foot injury early on, missed some games, has not really gotten 100% into her rhythm.
Carolina's had really 3 seasons, started 5-1, lost 3 in a row, and then 4-1 since then. A 9-2 Cardinal run over the last 2.5 minutes as well. There's a long 3 ball and nothing but the bottom of the sack for Stephanie Watts, the junior out of Wesley Chapel, North Carolina. She can really shoot it.
And she has deep range. You have to respect her all the way out to the Yum in the KFC Yum Center.
Well, that was an unforced turnover, and that's one of the things Louisville has been terrific. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers and limiting their turnovers. Unbelievable. The last 3 games total 19 turnovers. That's 3 games.
You have to admire that kind of ball control, averaging just 13.7 turnovers per game on the season.
Shot clock is down to 10. Louisville extended that defense, yep. Here's Bailey with the 3, doesn't go, and I think Durr touched it last.
Well, and Bailey has the three-point range, but that is not her strong point.
Right.
She is a force with her back to the basket. Just 7 of 22, now 7 of 23 on the season from three-point range.
Good ball movement, this time by the heels. Coogan had it momentarily. Now straight away it goes to Bailey. And then there's Sam Fearing to get the rebound, and somebody grabbed a piece of her arm. Sam, the second leading scorer and the top rebounder.
She's a tremendous rebounder. She really has a nose for the ball. She's another Cardinal player with a tremendous shooting percentage, almost 60%, including 38% from three-point range.
Shook checks into the lineup along with Erica Carter. Evans trying to use a pick but can't. Well, I tell you what, you leave Sam open, she'll take that shot. Look at Shook with a flat-footed rebound, back up with the left hand, no. And great hustle by Carter to keep the possession. Der three, a little bit shy.
And Louisville continues to battle for the basketball.
That kills the head coach, doesn't it?
To give up that many scoring opportunities, especially to the number 3 ranked team in the country. You can't afford those kind of mistakes if you want to come out with a win.
Boy, Evans got that first step, a quick one, and just blew by everybody for the easy two.
She's got speed. She's got good control.
Coonan goes up with it, nope. And a rebound. I think the foul's actually going to be on North Carolina, a rebounding foul.
Both of these teams are going hard after the boards. They know that ball possession is key, especially in conference play.
Bailey gets the foul. 16-9 Cardinals. Don Russell along with Sarah White. Courtney Walton as well. Glad you joined us. Sam Fearing with that tough inside basket. Boy, she just wants it down low, and she'll take it to the basket with authority. And Bennett just blew by a couple of Cardinals. And Jeff Walls made the play on the sideline.
Nice job by Dana Evans. Stick her hand in there and knock the ball free. Force Carolina to take the ball out of bounds. We see Sam Fearing with that one power dribble and up strong to the hoop. She's such a versatile player. She makes for a very tough matchup.
Boy, the growth she's improved in her game. Good double team now. You see down on the post to Bailey. That leaves a three-point shooter Watts open, but it doesn't go. Thought we might see a little double team on her.
Well, I know in shooting practice they worked on double teaming Bailey.
Got a little careless with the passing there, and then more often than not, that'll happen. You'll foul in frustration.
That's not a bad foul,
right,
because that had not occurred. If Fearing had not committed that foul, then that was going to be an easy lay-in for Taylor Coonan.
Third Cardinal turnover. We're under a minute to go in the first. Louisville's doubled the score.
Here comes the double team.
And it comes over our way.
Louisville basketball.
I'm sorry, I only handle footballs.
I had a pen in my hand.
You were ready.
I did not protect our cameraman. I feel terrible.
Got to play tough. Come
Next
on.
time.
Think of your teammates. Tough pass inside to Fearing. She had it stuffed in her face.
Great job by Stephanie Watts.
What kind of block was that? Wow.
That looked like a volleyball block. Watts came over from the help side. That's one of the areas you want to block shots from.
Durr feeds it out. Fearing. Now Evans straight away.
Well, that shot by Dana Evans got the crowd into the game. And that's where, as a player, you've got to understand. The scouting report may say allow Evans that shot. She's hit 2 of them now. You've got to get a little tighter on her on the perimeter.
7-0 run over the last 2 minutes plus. Winding down the final seconds. Bank shot Bennett doesn't go. Rebound opportunity. And we have a whistle just before the Clock ran down to 1. I think it's going to be a 2-shot foul as Bailey appears. The sophomore's going to go to the line.
Well, that was a great rebound by Bailey in traffic. She gets rewarded by going to the free throw line.
She has 21 career double-doubles, and she's early into her sophomore year.
Well, we talked about she's averaging nearly a double-double at 17.2 points and 9.4 rebounds. One of the top post players in the country.
Now they'll take her out to protect her away from anything foolish in terms of a foul.
Yeah, it's a smart substitution by Coach Hatchell.
And that cuts the lead to 10. Louisville turns it over. This will count if it goes, and it's off the back of the iron from Watts. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Cardinals lead it over the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Evans with the 3-ball. Stay tuned here at the Yum Center. And welcome back to the KFC Yum Center. 21-11, the Cardinals over North Carolina at the end of the first. Let's check in and say Happy New Year to the third member of our crew, former Cardinal Courtney Walton.
ACC play has begun, which means every game is going to be a battle. Even though the Tar Heels are 9-5, they have 4 starters who are averaging double figures, and they have a dominant post in Janelle Bailey, who is on the Lisa Leslie watch list. If the Louisville team wants to win, it's going to take a collective effort. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Courtney, and glad to have you with us as always. And some good points we'd mentioned, and that's certainly one of the things we'll be watching here in the second quarter as well.
Yeah, we talked about the game plan to double team Bailey. She's got 6 points, but only 1 rebound early.
North Carolina took 9 threes. They hit only 1, and they were 3 for 7 from 2-point land. Perimeter shots have not been going. That's an easy rebound that time. Pulled down by Kylie Shook.
Well, I'm talking with the Cardinal coaching staff. They wanted to make sure that they were forcing outside shots, not allowing Carolina to get into the lane.
Boy, there you saw Sam Fearing fighting between 2 Tar Heels to try to get that rebound.
Well, when we talk about the battle of the boards, it has been a battle early on in this contest.
That's 3 now on Key. And she can't believe the foul's on her, and now Coach Hatchell over there kind of questioning the same thing, but boy, that's a big factor.
27 seconds into the second quarter, and Key on the bench with 3 fouls. That's huge.
There's a runner with the right hand by Durr. I think she took one in the chops too. Good hustle down floor.
Oh, that was a great pass.
Yeah, Jones couldn't finish though.
Excellent catch by Jones.
It was.
You got to make those layups.
Now we're beginning to see a little bit of the reaching going on from the Tar Heels. Sarah, you know, you played and coached at the Division I level. When you play teams like Louisville that are playing as well as they are, they just create so many different difficulties for you, don't they?
Well, you slow down their top 2 or 3 players, and players 4 and 5 on the scoring chart still can hurt you and have a big game. For example, Cardinals being led by Dana Evans this evening with 8 points.
She usually comes off the bench. She started tonight. Asia in traffic. There was going to be a little reach on her, and another North Carolina foul.
And the thing about Louisville that makes them so difficult is they're just aggressive on both ends of the floor.
That's the second foul called on Jones, who's had to come in and play off the bench because of foul trouble for the Heels. Shook with a good first step, then had it taken right away. Terrific defense that time by North Carolina. Little wraparound dribble by Watts. 3-ball corner. Everything good but the shot.
Well, it was a good look. Coonan just not able to finish. Erica Carter losing control of the basketball, so Carolina back at the offensive end.
And that's Bennett, little stop and go dribble, and takes it in and draws a Cardinal foul.
Bennett showing her quickness. She is 3rd in the ACC with 5.3 assists per game, leading North Carolina in that category. She's had almost 8 assists per game average over her last 5 games.
That's unbelievable. Foul was on Shook. That's her first. Yeah, you talked about her. She played at Gulf Coast State College in Panama City Beach. Actually won 2 junior college national titles, and she's really fit in well running the show. Well, didn't block out, and they're going to get 2 more free throws. Well, Jeff Walls is not going to like that at all. He's going to bring Dunham off the bench. That is basketball 101, isn't it?
Well, and that's the second foul on Sam Fearing, and Jeff Walls needs Fearing on the floor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Both teams now experiencing a little bit of foul trouble. This is a physical ball game.
Jones hit the free throw. She missed last year with an injury. Was a real spark off the bench as a freshman. So she's just trying to get things back in order. Can't hit it. And Dunham has the rebound for the Cards. 10-point Louisville lead here in the second quarter in our ACC women's basketball matchup here at the KFC Yum Center on ACC Network Extra. Good defense, but not good enough to stop Dunham from getting that follow-up basket.
That was a rebound where Dunham said, that one's mine. And I love how she went straight back at the rim for 2 points. No hesitation there.
Bennett stops, and that's going to be a shot on the floor.
Well, it was a situation where Erica Carter put her hand on Bennett as Bennett was driving to the basket, and that's a foul. Not much contact there, but it doesn't matter. Letter of the law.
Don't forget Louisville and Duke, 2 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be the next Cardinal game in the ACC, and that will be a great one.
Another ACC Network Extra contest.
Yep.
So starting to get a little bit sloppy here in the second quarter. Some fouls being committed, some turnovers. Cardinals with a 10-point lead, but they've got to be careful. Carolina needs to take advantage.
Yeah, they certainly have had the opportunities. There goes Bennett again. She has taken it on herself to drive to the basket that time. They got her on a travel.
When you're on the road against a ranked opponent, you don't want to come up with empty possessions. You've got to find your scoring opportunities, try to get some runs, get some momentum going.
Carolina switching out of the man-to-man. Carter missed it straight away. Durs 3, nope. And we're going to have a rebound foul. I think it might be on Shook or Evans. It's going to be Shook, I think.
And that's her second foul.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
The Cardinal post players in a little bit of foul trouble. Fearing and Shook both with 2.
Well, both teams have been able to get some offensive rebounds. Well, Louisville, 9 offensive rebounds, 9 total rebounds for UNC. So the Cardinals have certainly had the extra opportunities. Oh, good block. That time by Kylie Shook. Well, she put it right back in the face of Bailey, tries it again, and got a piece of it. Man, it is getting rugged in there.
Number 23, Jasmine Jones, replaces number 25, Asia Burns.
Little block action here.
Really bold play by Shook. Keep in mind, 2 fouls. She's going against Carolina's leading scorer, but Janelle Bailey tries that reverse layup, and Shook had read it beautifully.
Yeah, that's all about timing, as you mentioned, and it was perfectly done that time on the defensive end by Shook. Jones back in the lineup for Louisville. There's AC. Carter gets one to go.
You've got to respect Erica Carter. She was not much of a three-point shooter early in her career, but 62% of her field goals this year come from beyond the arc.
And she's 7th now in three-point percentage in the ACC. Who would have ever thought that?
It's just a testament to how hard she's worked on her game to improve her three-point shooting.
Jazz comes out on the dribble, little wrap around.
Cardinals on the season forcing over 19 turnovers a game on their opponents.
Boy, they make them pay for a lot of them too. Jones squares up for the basket, but can't get it to go. UNC has had 3 turnovers in the last 4 trips, make it 4 out of 5. Good pass up to Shook for the finish. And a foul at the end. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it worked, and Shook will have a chance at 3.
Louisville is so dangerous in transition. It is a big part of their offensive mindset. And great job by Erica Carter, but even better job by Carly Shook, running the floor hard.
There's that replay you talked about. Great pass by AC that time. Isn't it amazing what a nice pass will do for you if you have it in the right spot and your teammates looking?
Well, and it's important that post players communicate with the guards to let them know how they like the pass, where they like the pass. That time, Carter delivered it perfectly to Kylie Shook.
Yep. It all comes back to communications on the floor. You're right. Cardinals get Robinson into the lineup now. First time that we've seen her. And a break. 31-15 Cardinals. Back to the Center in a moment. 15 schools all on one network. A new place to call home. ACC Network coming August 22nd. Look forward, and we're excited to be a part of it. One thing that North Carolina's not excited about right now, partner, is they've made only 1 of their last 13 shots.
Yeah, you're not going to win ball games on the road in the ACC with those kind of shooting percentages. I think part of it, though, comes from the fact that the defense of Louisville has sped North Carolina up, and they're taking some shots that probably are a little ill-advised. They've turned the ball over a few times. They're just a little out of rhythm. Both teams actually are a little out of rhythm right now, and so it's going to be a matter of which team can gain composure more quickly.
And you know, it's been a long layoff for the Louisville Cardinals. They played before Christmas. North Carolina got a game in at the end of the year.
Right, the Cardinals haven't played since December 20th.
That's right. Coach Wall said the team worked hard in practice. He let them go home. He likes to do that. Said it's good for them to get to go home, stay a few days, and then kind of clear their heads and come back. And since he started doing that, he said it really pays off.
He does a nice job of getting them some rest, get them a chance to rest and recharge, and then be ready to go for the conference play.
Let's check in with Courtney Walton. Courtney, you heard something from the huddle?
Yes, I was in North Carolina's huddle, and Coach Hatchell was telling her team, well, mainly they need to rebound because they are being out-rebounded 11 to 24, and that's uncharacteristic of them.
Courtney knows a little bit about that rebounding, too.
Tremendous player, outstanding rebounder, especially on the offensive end was Courtney Walton. And the Cardinals have done a nice job tonight on the offensive boards. Carolina tries to make the backdoor pass, lucky to contain possession.
Absolutely. Now they're trying to use a high screen. And somebody reached in. They're going to...
It's going to be on Dunham.
Yep. So she kind of stepped in. Louisville has a 16-point lead, but the problem for the Tar Heels, they've hit 1 of their last 13 field goals. And now Kuna will go to the line and hit the free throw. She's an 86% free throw shooter. Asia Durr returns for Louisville, and Robinson will go to the Cardinal bench.
Kunin, very versatile player, 6'2" guard. She can play the 1 through 5 positions. Easily can play the 1 through 4. Hits both of her free throws there.
She's one of those players that makes the players around her better as well. Now we're seeing some zone. Looks like a little 2-3 here.
Tar Heels worked on that 2-3 zone in practice today.
Durr shoots over it, rims it. Loose ball on the floor, and Evans digs it out of there.
Great hustle by Evans. Durr just 2 of 9 from the field.
And that's unusual for her, and they're going to get Jasmine Jones on a travel with that head fake.
Sometimes Jones can get in a little bit of a hurry, a little bit ahead of herself. Tremendous athlete. It can be difficult sometimes to get the ball to go as fast as your feet do.
They need to sync up, that's for sure. Tried that back door again. They've looked at that time after time, maybe one time a score, but they've repeatedly gone back to the same backdoor play.
And that time Louisville read it well.
Evans trying to look over that zone. Good pass down to Dunham, and that's a held ball, a jump ball, so on the arrow it'll stay with the Cardinals.
Yeah, nice defensive effort. Carolina doing a good job with their help side defense in the post.
And a lot of tall hands up there in the inbounds play. Now Evans, who triggered her, gets it back, takes it to the basket, and she draws the foul.
When Evans decides to go to the rim, there are very few players that can match her speed and stop her.
2 shots for Louisville's #1, Dana.
Great decision that time by Evans.
There's a good look at the sophomore.
North Carolina has great size, Don.
Yeah.
It is a surprise that they're being beaten so badly on the boards. Part of it is they're not boxing out as effectively as they need to. They're standing in front, but not necessarily making the contact and creating the space that they need to come away cleanly with those rebounds.
Don't forget, stream live sports and award-winning ESPN originals at home or on the go with ESPN Plus. Start your free trial today. Log on to watch.espnplus.com. 35-19. Coonan steps back, had that 3 go in and out. And then somebody fouled for the Cardinals.
A little turnover there.
Turnover, excuse me.
Jasmine Jones, a little hesitation, shuffle step before she put the ball on the ground. She didn't care for the call, but I think it was the correct one.
52 consecutive starts now for Jones.
She is a very steady player.
This is Leah Church, tries a 3. It doesn't go. And boy, I tell you what, North Carolina's having a heck of a time. They're 1 for 13 on threes, 5 for 26 overall.
Yeah, the Cardinals have really shut them down.
It's only 19%.
There have been a lot of ill-advised shots. Coonan, though, hits that one. That was a tough shot. She's able to get to go down.
Their little jump, run and jump. Good pass inside to Shook. She scores with the left hand, and that draws the foul. Good job by Kylie to take it from right to left hand to put it in, and now still go to the line.
That was a beautiful play. A great backdoor cut by Shook, able to finish inside and just delivered perfectly.
Kylie caps the 3-point play. Asia Durr, 2 for 9 from the floor. The rest of the team, 12 of 22. But again, Asia contributes in so many ways. That gives you an example. Asia's struggling a little bit. Cardinals have a 17-point lead.
She's struggling, yet she does have 7 points.
Yeah. But does other things.
She does. She's a great distributor. Improved defensive player. She just steadies the team.
But don't forget, we'll have a halftime show coming up, and hope you'll stay tuned for scores around the ACC. First half highlights, stats, and much more. All coming up at the half. A minute 39 till halftime. Louisville comes out and blocks that shot. How about Jazz Jones? Wow.
That was a beautifully timed block by Jasmine Jones, and she's getting the crowd into it with a minute and a half left to play in the first half.
Well, the crowd up on its feet with that delight. And now Louisville will have it in the half court.
Jones is an explosive player.
And an emotional one when she shows it too. Jasmine got the friendly bounce.
Makes the big defensive play on one end and the pull-up jump shot on the other.
Playing very well for the Cardinals here in the first half. Watts hasn't been able to get much of anything going. Nice give and go there. And Bailey able to catch it and score.
Well, I think Carolina's got to get more touches for Janelle Bailey. They're shooting an awful lot of threes. They're not making them. They need to get Bailey involved.
I would be going through her, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. That'd be a rule coming out of halftime. Bailey's got to touch the ball before anybody else attempts a shot.
Backdoor, Shook, dishes it out on the wing. Evans wide open, and this one in and out. Good concept, just didn't drop. Now we're down to the final 20 seconds of the second quarter. And Bennett's gonna work against Evans one-on-one right in front of us here at press table.
Carolina will use the clock.
Bennett goes in the corner. Kunin's open for the three, and it almost banked in, but it rolls off to take us to the up about it, and that just shows what he's been able to build here, and a lot of people have been a part of it, and it's really, we're just lucky to be a part of it, what's happening now, and the ACC is terrific as well.
And Coach Walls has certainly made an entrance. He's 5-0 against Carolina in ACC play, looking to make it 6-0.
There's a good first step move by Kunin, and she's able to get the basket.
Well, Coach Hatchell's got to be pleased that they're executing what she talked about in the locker room right off the bat, not settling for a three-pointer. As that backdoor play from Asia Durr to Jasmine Jones.
Jeff Walls loves that. He said it's like a dunk in men's basketball. Durr from one end to the other after the steal.
Well, and Paris Key with 3 fouls had to just let Durr go. She couldn't afford to pick up a fourth. They need her on the floor.
Well, the Cardinals have executed that alley-oop a couple of times this year to perfection.
Well, last game we called, Jones got called for a technical for taunting, a little over-salivation, but that is such a nice design play. That alley-oop, backdoor cut, great finish. And then here we see Durr on the fast break and finish.
That's double trouble there now.
No question. But, you know, we talk about how vital Asia Durr is to this Cardinal team. You see her with the assist, and then you see her with the score.
Yep. Key at the line, and boy, has she been saddled with fouls tonight. What a key player, no pun intended, in that starting lineup. And just because getting the early fouls, she's not really been on the floor enough to make a difference. She hits a couple of freebies there.
Not seeing what she's capable of. She's a stat stuffer.
Yep.
Over 1,500 career points. She's a talented student athlete.
Dunham left open. She'll spin and shoot against the North Carolina zone.
That's a shot Dunham typically makes.
Yep. Key trying to go one-on-one against Jones. Looked like she wanted to pick and didn't get it. You could see the disgust on her face. And North Carolina nearly turns it over. Finally, Key says, I'll take the shot, and hit it.
Well, Key showed great patience on that play. One of the things Sylvia Hatchell wants to see for her team, from her team here in the second half.
And the Tar Heels have the shooters. You just have to get it to them.
They certainly have the ability to score, averaging 77 points a game on the season.
Well, Evans left open on this uncontested three. Dunham had the rebound and then lost it to Bailey. Key takes it to the basket, gets it, and draws the foul. What a difference it makes when you can play and not think about those foul problems.
Well, great job by Key to use that little hesitation dribble, and then she splits the defender and finishes on the inside. A little scoop layup for the redshirt senior guard.
You know, she has a career scoring average of almost 18 points a game. If you're seeing her now the way she should have started the game and really was just handcuffed.
Absolutely, and she's coming off that foot injury, so still isn't 100% into the game season rhythm.
And she's on a personal 7-0 run now for North Carolina.
And you see why she's an all-ACC player.
And the Cardinals come right back and get Furing with a basket. And now the other way. That's what Stephanie Watts will do to you. She leads the ACC in three-pointers per game.
Hitting 41% on the season. As a sophomore, she made 10 threes in a game. You gotta know where she is.
And the lead is 11, and North Carolina really for the first time tonight with some momentum.
They have definitely come out of the locker room focused as they come up with a steal.
And have the numbers. Here's a long three off the back of the iron from Watts. He is wide open. She can't get it. And now Durr starts it up for Karts, and she'll pull up and too strong.
Another rebound by the Cardinals. Nice job by Jasmine Jones to finish inside. Showing good patience on that offensive play.
Jeff Walls is hacked off. He takes a timeout as North Carolina making a little run. Back here at the KFC Yum Center, 48-35, Louisville over North Carolina. Let's check out what's going on ESPNW. Notre Dame Muffet McGraw women's basketball, 900 career wins with the win over Lehigh. You know something about the next one, that's for sure.
Beth Brooke Marciniak named to the U.S. Olympic Committee. Impressive woman, Beth Brooke Marciniak. Played basketball at Purdue and works for Ernst & Young, has been on Forbes' list of 100 most powerful women.
And then
making
Baylor.
An impact. And then Baylor looking to match up against UConn. Need that win to have a resume for a #1 seed come NCAA tournament time.
Yeah, the top stories and buzz exclusively on ESPNW.com. North Carolina on a run. They only had 7 field goals in the first half. They've had 4 here in the first 3 minutes plus. So that's how focused they've been. And they work a foul out of the Cardinals here.
Well, in conference play especially, you are not going to see any quit from any team.
Yep, you're right.
And North Carolina has come out focused. They've come out determined, and they have executed the game plan that was established in the locker room at halftime. Looking to get Key involved, trying to do a better job on the boards, making sure they're not settling for jump shots, getting to the rim.
That's going to be a lane violation. It's going to take a freebie away. So Watts has 11 points. And they're going to stay in that zone. It's been pretty successful, at least getting the pace that they want to make a comeback.
They've been extending that zone, but
Yep.
foul committed by Shayla Bennett.
That's the second on Bennett.
This game has been called fairly tight.
It has.
Both teams are pretty physical. I think that's one of the reasons you see the officials calling it that way.
Good ball movement. Sam Furing got a lot of rim, and then it rolled out. And Watts brings it up in a hurry. Nice field to Bailey, and she had it knocked away. North Carolina wanted a foul. Jones the other way, and she has it deflected away, but she will be fouled.
Well, nice job by Jones taking it right at Bennett, forcing the foul. Jasmine Jones, a 67% free throw shooter. Nice job with the takeaway on the defensive end. Held her ground. Got in there and got the ball cleanly.
Yeah, Watts thought she had all ball, but Jazz will go to the line. Jones with 9 points in the game, along with Durr with 9, 8 to Shook.
I think the thing that stands out with the 6-foot junior guard, Jasmine Jones, is the fact she's a guard,
Yeah.
but shooting 61% from the field.
Yeah, how about that?
Takes great shots, gets herself to the rim on frequent occasions. You see Key now leading things for North Carolina.
They're looking down low. It was kicked. So it'll be out of bounds to the Tar Heels. Much more patience in the offense here in the third quarter from North Carolina. A lot of that might be because Key's been on the floor too. She handled the ball a lot.
Brings a steadying calm to the team, a lot of experience.
Shot clock under 5. The 3 ball too long. And an easy flat-footed rebound by Asia Durr.
Erica Carter will set things up for the Cardinals.
A 3-second violation. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
Well, that is
Underneath
not
the
a call
basket.
that gets used very often, and that's where post-awareness, you've got to know. You've got to get out of there. That's the kind of unforced turnovers make coaches lose sleep at night.
Yeah, that's for sure. Good double team down low. Forces Bailey to make an errant pass. That's that good double team that Jeff Walls told us was going to put in from time to time.
First time they've double-teamed the post players. Erica Carter knocks down the 3.
Everybody's in on the act tonight. And that pushes the lead back to 53-36 for the Cards.
It shows the kind of respect that Louisville has for Janelle Bailey and her power game. She draws the double team for the first time all year.
Louisville basketball.
Gonna go to break with the Cardinals leaving. The Tar Heels of North Carolina. 3 ball knocked down by Asia Carter. Well, Coach Hatchell over there. Let's look at the big picture. You see some of those facts and figures for North Carolina.
Well, we talked about them being ranked or picked to finish 7th in the preseason poll, and they came off a big win against UCLA and number 17 South Florida, but then lost 3 straight, Kentucky, Ohio State, and at home to Maine. Sylvia Hatchell, the all-time ACC wins leader, kudos to her in her 33rd season at North Carolina.
That's incredible, isn't it?
742 wins at North Carolina.
Well, she's a legend. A couple other stats, I think, of interest from Ken Horn. Bench scoring, Louisville, a big advantage at 14-3, and in bench rebounding, 11-3. So that's where your depth really pays off if you're a Cardinal fan.
Well, in talking with the coaching staff for the Cardinals, they wanted to try to get UNC in foul trouble because they felt like they had better depth.
Shook had it, hustles to try to get it back.
And that is the 12th turnover for the Cardinals. They had committed, as you said, just 19 turnovers in the 3 games previous, but 12 already in this ball game.
Yep.
And a lot of that is due to North Carolina's pressure.
Yep.
They're an active defensive team.
They have been. Key shoots over it, and man, what a different player she's been in the second half. And you can see why she's such a part of the glue in that backcourt for the Tar Heels.
Well, they have really needed her to step up, and she's answered the call here in the second half. Staying out of foul trouble, creating opportunities offensively.
Jones going one-on-one, pulls up and banks it in. Boy, she used Watts that time.
Speaking of creating opportunities, Jasmine
Wow.
Jones gets herself the score. And that was a great example of not over-penetrating. She pulled up about 6 feet from the basket and knocked down that shot.
And, you know, she really extends on that jumper, too.
She's a tremendous athlete.
Bennett, a tough shot, almost got to roll. And she'll go to the free throw line.
Shayla Bennett, also a fantastic athlete. Talked about she was the 2018 WBCA 2-year college player of the year in 2 national championships. She's had to make an adjustment because as a point guard, You've got to know the plays. You've got to know the personnel. And she's basically a rookie on this Carolina team as a junior college transfer. She's made a nice adjustment.
Coach Hatchell's been a great battler for the Tar Heels, and Naismith Hall of Fame member, trying to get her team back into this one, down by 14. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Shook. Lost control of it, and I think it went off her uniform. And
well, Fearing was trying to make that high-low pass to Shook. She wanted to get it to her, but the outstretched arms of Bailey didn't allow her to. And then Watts reaches in, but I do think that it went off Fearing's leg before going out of bounds. Good call by the officials.
Yeah, I think Sam probably let her know in that New Jersey. What are you talking about? Oh, I'd love to have her in a foxhole if you needed somebody, wouldn't you?
She is tough.
She is something else. Plays with that great emotion.
Great competitor. She's kept those emotions in better check as a senior.
Yep, Evans, tough shot. Good defense that time by the Tar Heels. Boy, this is a different North Carolina team here in the second half.
They are executing much more efficiently. They've stepped it up on both ends of the floor.
Yep.
He has been a huge reason. Has quite the impact.
Bennett, little runner, and she knocks it in.
Well, the Cardinals did such a great job against dribble penetration in the first half, but they've had some lapses here in the third quarter. Great job that time by Bennett to get to the middle of the court.
And look out, here come the Heels. And another steal. This one by Coonan, going to take it all the way in and lay it down.
And Carolina with some momentum here. Showing a little full court pressure, and then Bennett backs off.
9-2 run in the last 2:25 plus. Jeff Wall's just going to let it go for a few minutes. He's not happy. See if they can correct it. Evans, long three, way off the mark.
I don't believe that's the shot that Jeff Walls wanted in this situation when Carolina has cut the lead to 10.
And here's Watts. She's being guarded outside now by Evans. Only 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Louisville extending their man-to-man defense.
Carolina wants it under double digits, lays it up and in, and it's an 8-point game.
A great drive by Watts. Louisville defense was spread, and she was able to get to the rim.
And the Cardinals will try to run some motion in the final 20 seconds here in the third quarter.
Cardinals without Durr on the floor need to come up with an answer here.
Yep. And tough shot by Jones. She wanted a foul too. This one from three-quarter court. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, where the Tar Heels made a big run to make it a good one. They've done it on that at 62.
Well, and Paris Key's ability to stay on the floor and be an impact player is a big reason why Carolina has had such an effective second half so far.
No doubt about it. Louisville's had to work on every possession. This one's knocked away. You know, and U of L shot 50% in the third quarter and still got outscored by 7. That shows you what a solid quarter that was for UNC.
You don't see a stat like that very often. That time a little over penetration.
Let's check in with Courtney Walton. Courtney?
Charles was telling his team that I'm changing the lineup. We're going 4 guards because you all are turning the ball over too much. If it's not open, don't throw it. And he was also telling his team that they gave up 24 points in that quarter, and they had given up 23 in the first half.
Good point, and that's fits with a lot of the numbers we've been telling you about. There's a tough shot, and that time Bailey almost got it to go.
Well, it's gut check time for the number 3 ranked Louisville Cardinals.
Yep.
And it's an opportunity for Carolina to really make a statement here this evening.
You know, Louisville last year in its 3 losses course, one came in the national semifinals. One came here we had in a loss to Florida State. And, of course, the other was to UConn. And Louisville did not lost since April. If you're looking at the 12-0 start. But it's conference time and it's a new season. You can call it a cliche, but it's close as UNC's been since it was 16-9. So we got it going on here in the fourth.
We talked about what a great job Louisville had done taking care of the ball. They're not able to connect. Foul over the back.
Bailey?
Yes. Over the back call on Bailey, and that's her third.
Yeah. And now I think North Carolina's going to take a timeout here, and we'll take it with you. Louisville leads at 57-48. Back here at the KFC Yum Center, that's the breakdown of the score by quarters thus far. A little interesting when you look at it that way, isn't it?
I mean, it certainly is. It's two different halves for
Right.
North Carolina. Just 23 points in the first half and then 24 points in the third quarter. And the Cardinals held to just 17 points. A lot of teams would take 17 points in a quarter, but when you scoring 21 and 19,
Right.
and turnovers really have been an issue for Louisville, which is surprising because they had done such a great job taking care of the ball in recent games. Of course, the quality of competition is stronger this evening with the Tar Heels.
They had a game this year where they had only 3 turnovers against Oregon State. That's unbelievable. There's a good inbounds play. What a good team does after a timeout. And they get an easy one for Sam Fury.
Well, it's one of the things that coaches evaluate in game film after a contest is how efficient were we on our out-of-bounds plays. You couldn't have asked for a better executed out-of-bounds play than that one.
Here's Coonan going from one side to the other, can't get it. Tried to get her own miss, but it went out of bounds off of Shook. Excuse me, Sam Fury touched it last.
Fury showing some aggressiveness on that defensive play. No foul called.
Yeah, you got to get out and guard these players because there's a good post up down low there by Bailey. And man, oh man, Coach Hatchell's over there going, and they pushed her with both arms. And you know, they almost couldn't even move her out of there.
She is a strong,
Isn't
solid player. And she sold that a little bit, but you can see some frustration. It's been a very physical ball game. She's been taking a lot of bumps. You see Sylvia Hatchell explaining to the officials she thought that Janelle Bailey was bumped even before she caught the ball. You got to expect some of that as a post player, and it's why it's important to be strong with the ball.
Bailey now with 10 points. She and Watts and Key all in double figures. And they're just, like you said, I wouldn't make a trip without the ball going through her hands. Unless you had to, that's for sure. It's a 9-point lead. First time it's been under double digits in a long time.
And we talked at the break, too, about how Key has been such a steadying force for the Tar Heels here in the second half.
And Louisville struggled against that zone, too. Evans gets an open shot, came up a little bit shy. Good hustle by Key, but Evans comes up with it inside to Dunham, and she missed the easy one right underneath the basket.
Well, Evans did a great job recognizing the mismatch. Dunham on the 5'9" Bennett, but not able to finish.
Watts, there's a 3.
She is so dangerous. First in the ACC, 3.4 threes per game. You've got to know where she is and contest that shot. Make her put it on the floor.
Yep, she has 16. Overpassing there, and Bailey comes up with a steal. And that's going to be a grab. I mean, Dunham actually just grabbed the back of the jersey. They may ask for an intentional foul here.
Dunham showing a little bit of frustration. I'm sure she's upset
and
with
that's
herself.
Going to be an intentional foul. And Coach Walls is going to plead his case.
I think the officials are going to explain that there was a whole lot of jersey that got grabbed. That's an easy intentional foul call. It's not a flagrant foul,
Right.
but it is an intentional foul. When you grab the jersey from behind like that, you got to make a play for the ball. That's the rule. If you're not making a play for the ball, it's an intentional foul.
Key is 76% free throw shooter.
I think we're going to see Dunham come out because she made a mistake with that missed layup and then the turnover and then that intentional foul call. I don't think Jeff Walls agreed with the call. That's a call that a lot of times will be a no harm, no foul, let go kind of thing. But we talked about the officials recognizing the physical play out on the floor, trying to keep things under control.
It's a 5-point game, and UNC with the ball, and a three, and it's knocked down by Kunin. And just like that, an 18-4 run over the last 6-10, and we have a 2-point Cardinal lead.
What a comeback by the Tar Heels. Louisville's got to settle down and find some answers. They need some scores.
Durr shoots straight away. Nope. Loose ball, tipped around, and Louisville chases it down. This zone has been tough for the Cardinals to be successful against today.
Well, Carolina has great size. They're extending this 2-3 zone, getting those arms out, clogging the lane, not creating much space. That's been a problem for the Cardinals.
Kylie Shook stops, pops, and can't hit it. Rebound to Key, and Paris is going to bring it up on the dribble. A chance to tie or lead by the Tar Heels, and that's going to be a foul away from the ball.
Well, when you put your arm or hand on the player with the ball penetrating to the basket, that's a foul. And when you're out in the open court like that, it's really easy to see.
And you see Coach Walls.
What a comeback by Carolina.
They have not led in the game. They have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession with 6 minutes and change remaining here in the Yum Center. Nearly off the knee of Bailey. Now Paris Key takes it back. She works, shoots, and doesn't get it to go.
Great defensive play by Erica Carter and solid box out by the Cardinals. That was a good take by Key. She just wasn't able to finish. Boy, what an impact she's made here in the second half.
Absolutely. Changed the game. Alley-oop to Jones. That's the second time today. This time from Evans.
Well, Jasmine Jones just scoring right over the top of the Tar Heels. 16 points. She's the Cardinals' leading scorer.
This three is short by Watts. And another whistle under the basket.
And that's a situation where a badly missed shot becomes difficult to rebound, and Janelle Bailey comes up with the ball, gets fouled and gets to the free throw line.
71% free throw shooter. Bailey has hit 5 out of 6 today, has 11 points.
We talked about the balanced scoring by Carolina, and it is on display this evening as there are 4 Tar Heels in double figures, led by Stephanie Watts, 16 points, Bailey with 12, and Kunin and Key both with 11.
And Bailey hits them both. And it's a 2-point game, and Cardinals with the ball.
At this point, it's all about composure and coming up with stops.
And that 2-3 zone has worked for the Heels, and they're going to stick with it here with under 5 minutes to go in the game.
Interesting. Asia Durr on the bench right now. Jeff Walls giving her a little bit of a rest.
Long three, Too hard by Jones, but Jasmine hustles to get it back.
What a game Jasmine Jones has
Well,
had.
she has.
Especially here in the second half.
6 rebounds. Erica Carter against a double team. Boy, I tell you what, that rotation by North Carolina has been good out of the zone, and that'll force a turnover. Key comes up with it. A chance to tie or lead, and the Heels can't get it to go.
Well, I'm not sure that's the shot Sylvia Hatchell wanted. Shayla Bennett, just a 32% three-point shooter. Bennett much better on the dribble drive than a spot-up shooter.
Now, North Carolina's 4 for 10 from 3, but 12 out of 14 at the line. This half, Louisville only 1 of 7 on threes, and 2 of 2 as Carter gets the basket. That was a big hoop.
That's exactly what you expect your senior point guard to do.
Good up and under move by Bennett, and a rebound by Furine. Cardinal crowd trying to get in it as this thing flipped in a hurry as the Cardinal lead is 4 with 3:20 remaining in the game here in the Yum Center.
Louisville so far is doing what they need to do, getting some scores and getting stops on the defensive end. Coming up with those defensive rebounds.
You're not going to pull North Carolina out of that zone.
It has been so effective.
Tough shot, a good look though from Carter.
And the elbow is a weakness in that zone, but Carter not able to finish on that one.
Here's Watts with the left hand too long. Furine had it, lost it, and now Carter covers it up.
A great drive by Watts, but she just put too much on that ball.
And Jeff Walls wants to talk it over with 2:40 remaining. Got a good one going on. North Carolina comes storming back. Coonan, one of the reasons for that big run. Back to live action here at the KFC Yum Center. Here's a 3-ball by Carter, and she can't get it to go as the Cardinals have cooled down from beyond the arc.
He's trying to make something happen.
And she did. Wow, what a penetrator she is.
Tough shot. Great body control by Paris Key.
And it's a 2-point game. Louisville leads at 63-61. First points for the Cardinals in are 2:48. Been a long time.
Erica Carter given another open look. She's a 45%
That was a big one, wasn't it?
three-point shooter. She's answered for her team.
Good feed underneath, knocked away from Bailey out of bounds. It'll stay with North Carolina with 21 on the shot clock.
And the crowd wanted it to be Cardinal basketball, and the Carolina coaching staff thought it was a foul. Great dish by Asia Durr. Erica Carter wide open, knocks down the 3.
Boy, she was really poised there, and Louisville really needed that basket too.
This is exactly why you love conference play.
Isn't it?
Cardinals with a big lead at halftime. Carolina just kept chipping away and chipping away. And these are the kind of games, though, that you want to test, see what you're made of. You have to answer and show your composure.
Let's see who it came off of. That's while they are checking it out.
It looked like it may have come off of the hands of Bailey, but there may not have been enough evidence to overturn
Right,
the call.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Because Jasmine Jones definitely got her hands in there to cause the ball to go out of bounds, knock it out of Bailey's hands.
Well, you know, North Carolina got it within 2 at 59-57. Then they've gone 1 for 7 from the floor. That's what the Louisville defense needs to continue here.
Cardinals have definitely stepped up defensively.
Somebody got a piece of it on the block. Follow-up, down and in, and a foul. Janelle Bailey again comes through.
That's what you expect your leading scorer to do for you in late game situations. Erica Carter got a little piece of that, but Bailey coming up with the board. Not much contact by Kylie Shook, but the officials called a foul anyway.
Bailey was 16 now, and the Louisville lead is back to 2 with 1:22 remaining, and a cliffhanger here in the KFC Yum Center as we begin the ACC season here on ACC Network Extra. Right in the middle of that zone, almost lost the possession. Now it goes in. Tough shot by Shook, and she banks it in.
Well, great patience by Kylie Shook, using the pump fake to get Janelle Bailey in the air and then finish around her.
68-64 Cardinals. Good ball movement in the lane. Tough shot and a rebound by the Louisville Cardinals.
Kylie Shook coming
Kylie
away
Shook
with it.
went in to get it, didn't she?
She blocked a shot and then came up with a big board and then drew the foul as well.
Everyone on their feet here in the KFC Yum Center, and now Coach Hatchell wants to take a timeout. Shook now with 10 points and 11 rebounds. What a big time for a double-double.
Well, she has really stepped up this evening, especially late.
Take a look at North Carolina's upcoming schedule. And of course they have Florida State, then go to Syracuse in the top 25, Wake, and then Miami.
It does not get any easier for the Tar Heels. Very tough games coming up against ranked Syracuse team. Miami with the win tonight. Florida State always tough. My alma mater, Wake Forest.
I wasn't going to say anything, but we always check on our alma maters.
Jen Hoover doing a really good job for the Demon Deacons.
Hey, you got to give North Carolina a lot of credit tonight, regardless what happens.
No question.
They were a little closer to getting blown out of here, and now it's a 4-point game with 40 seconds to go.
It has been a great gut check for them, and boy, have they executed in the third and fourth quarters. Showing some full court pressure, but
no
committing
bonus
the
yet
foul.
for Louisville. See, that's where this hurts North Carolina. Now, that's the 5th team foul.
They're playing that 2-3 zone. They didn't commit the fouls that we saw in the first half.
And Durr is fouled, and that's where Louisville wants to leave the ball in the hands of Asia. She has only 9 points tonight, and it's 3 of 13 from the floor.
Key committing that foul. That's her 4th.
Yep.
Something to keep an eye on.
Now they get it back into Durr's hands again. Over to AC. Carter brings it up, and she's bumped by Watts.
Well, and you can't, if you're Carolina, allow too much time to come off the clock. Watts committing her 3rd foul. It's a smart play. If you don't come up with a steal, you've got a foul. Try to get more possessions. Erica Carter, a 72% free throw shooter.
And misses her first free throw of the game.
Carter's had some big shots for the Cardinals, including that 3.
She has 11 points, 5 rebounds. But this point here would make it. And it rattles around and pops through. Sal, now the timeout will go to the Tar Heels. And Coach Hatchell will figure out the strategy now as Tar Heels down by 5 with 32 and 2/10 seconds remaining. And the Cardinals have an upcoming schedule of its own. Of course, we'll be back after the January 6th game at Duke. That's on the ACC Network Extra. The big game at Notre Dame on ESPN. Then we have two good ones, Georgia Tech and Virginia, back here on ACC Network Extra.
Well, at Notre Dame could be looking at number 2 versus number 3. Really exciting matchup. But all the games in conference play, as evidenced by our contest tonight, are exciting games.
Louisville, one of the top teams in women's basketball in attendance.
And so Carolina able to take the ball out on their end of the floor.
And they turn it over. Carter picks it out of the air, and she's fouled immediately, and that is 5 now on Paris Key. Boy, she did a whale of a job to help engineer this comeback. You know she's disappointed, but boy, she never got her head down, that's for sure.
Well, it was a great timeout by Carolina because they didn't advance the ball after that free throw. They got to take the ball out at the hash mark on their end of the floor. However, they weren't able to capitalize and create the turnover that it's a double whammy, because now Key, with 5 fouls, has to watch the last 29.2 seconds from the bench.
Of course, those points came in the second half as Carter picks up her 13th point. Now that makes it 71-64.
Makes it a 3-possession ball game, which is really important. With less than 30 seconds left to play.
Going to take a timeout here, a 60-second timeout. Don't forget the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament back in Greensboro, North Carolina, May 6th through the 10th. Tickets on sale. Go to ACC.com for your tickets to the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament, March 6th through 10 in Greensboro, North Carolina. And Cardinals will try to repeat. Great competition there last year, and it's always a great event.
Oh, it certainly is. It's a first-class venue, first-class tournament. If you're a fan of college women's basketball, you've got to make time to get to Greensboro.
I think Asia Carter, you mentioned her a couple of times. In the 8-3 run, Asia came up with 6 of the 8 Louisville points. How key was that? That's what you want your seniors to do. And she didn't start the game tonight.
No, she didn't, but she's been huge down the stretch, and it's just another example of it doesn't really matter who starts and who finishes the game. That's the most important. And Asia Durr having an off night, but Erica Carter stepping up. Senior point guard has been huge for the Cardinals down the stretch.
There you see her numbers. The other numbers, the big one, 8,506 here tonight in the Yum Center, 8,506. Another great crowd here at downtown Louisville at the KFC Yum Center. Comes in quickly to Bennett. Bennett will go up with it, and the one thing Louisville did not want to do is foul. And Kylie Shook picks up the personal.
Well, smart play by Shayla Bennett.
Yep.
She recognized the mismatch and took it right to the rim. Kylie Shook is a pretty good on-ball defender, but she can't match up with the speed of Shayla Bennett.
Bennett, the 5'9" junior. She picks up her 6th point.
Number 23, Jasmine Jones, replaces number 21, Kylie Shook.
Jasmine Jones coming into the game for Shook. Getting another guard on the floor against this anticipated full court pressure of the Tar Heels.
And Bennett gets it to go, and North Carolina needs the foul, and they foul Asia Durr. Asia 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
It was a smart substitution by Jeff Walls, getting another ball handler in to handle that pressure.
You know, year after year, you can say what you want, but when that conference season begins, the light goes on. And luckily for Louisville, it appears that it came on, went off, and came back on in time.
Well, I know one of the things that Jeff Walls will address with his team is the importance of when you're an elite team, you've got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. You've got to be consistent for 4 quarters. You can't allow yourselves to have a lapse.
Doesn't get this one to go, but Jasmine Jones gets the rebound, and then she's grabbed by Church.
Yeah, it was such a heads-up play by Jasmine Jones. And those are the kind of things, if you're Carolina, you can't afford to do. A missed free throw by Asia Durr, you've got to come up with that rebound.
It's going to be a 2-shot foul. Louisville wanted an intentional because of the grab of the jersey.
2 shots for Louisville's 23, Jasmine Jones.
Jasmine Jones at the line. 16 points for Jasmine.
It's been Erica Carter here late in the 4th quarter, but Jasmine Jones has had an outstanding game for Louisville. 7-11 in the field. 7 rebounds, 2 assists.
And she makes 1 out of 2. There you see the line on Jasmine.
The leading scorer for the Cardinals with 17 points is Jones.
That ties her career high. Desperation 3 doesn't go. Rebound Louisville. And now you
Jasmine
can't do
Jones.
anything. Just going to dribble it out. Sam Furian's going to dribble out the final seconds as the Cardinals hang on to win it 73-67 after a great comeback by North Carolina in the second half. Is there a good win for the Louisville Cardinals? It was tough. Courtney Walton's going to try to get a word from Coach Jeff Wall.